Welcome to Masked Matches of May. If you are unaware, this is a thing I have done for the last 2 years. In 2017, I did highlights of various masked careers in Lucha and abroad. Then in 2018, I did a match recommendation / review a day. Both 2017 and 2018 were just written, and I'll link to them in the description for this video. In 2019, I'll be doing a daily match recommendation review on video, or audio, but I will be uploading all these to YouTube. You can participate by commentating on this video and anywhere it's posted. I'd love to hear what others have to say about all of these matches. If you join my Patreon at the $10 level, I'll even let you suggest a match as long as it's easy to watch online, free, and of course includes a masked talent, because it is Masked Matches of May. If you pay $5 on my Patreon, you'll get access to match commentaries, of which there will be one for every match I do this month. These are commentary tracks that you can listen to with the match, hear my thoughts on it, watch along live with me basically. This may be added to the start of all videos, so I'll give a timestamp so that you can skip over this patch talking about the Patreon. This is May 11th, 2019. Today's highlighted match is the 2 out of 3 Falls Trios match between La Avalanche Alvarado versus Ultimo Guerrero, Euforia, and Pierroth. Taped on June 30th, 2014 in Arena Puebla and aired on July 13th, 2014. First on the technical side, we have La Avalanche Alvarado, captained by Super Porky or Brazo de Plata. He was covered in yesterday and was part of the famous Los Brazos trios with brothers Brazo de Oro and El Brazo. Sadly, by this point, El Brazo had passed away and Brazo de Oro was mostly retired as an in-ring talent, but was still head of the CMLL's wrestler union and a booker for CMLL. La Avalanche Alvarado is referencing the fact that all three men's last names are Alvarado, Maximo Sexy being son to Super Porky and La Mascara being his nephew and son of Brazo de Oro. Maximo Sexy and La Mascara were both climbing the ranks of CMLL at this time and would soon become big stars. Maximo Sexy had even main evented 2011's Homage to Two Legends event with his father Brazo de Plata in a hairs vs. hairs tag match. Maximo Sexy works as what is known as an exotico, typically flamboyant and using gay panic to their advantage and sometimes disadvantage. Maximo Sexy though not presenting female or wearing much makeup, which is typically more the norm for exoticos. La Mascara was more decorated by this point. If you'll remember, a few days ago we looked at a trios title match where he defended with teammates Mascara Dorada and La Sombra. That was his third and final time holding the CMLL World Trios Championship. He also held the Mexican National Welterweight Championship, the NWA World Historic Middleweight Championship, the Mexican National Light Heavyweight Championship, and in early 2014 dropped both the Mexican National Trios Championships with Rush and Teton, and the CMLL World Tag Team Championships with Rush. A few months prior to this, in April, La Mascara formed Los Ingobernables with founding members La Sombra and Rush, which would ironically go on to add Pierroth, Rush's father, in 2016, who is on the Rudo side of this match. La Mascara's biggest career win at this point, and probably still in 2019, was the unmasking of Averno in 2011. On the Rudo side, we have Los Guerreros Languneros, led by Ultimo Guerrero, both Los Guerreros Languneros members in red here. Ultimo Guerrero is the big bad Rudo of CMLL, a position that he has held for most of the post-2000s period in the company. He has many nicknames, last of his kind and Luchador of Another Level being the most well-known. He founded his stable Los Guerreros Inferno in 2001, Los Guerreros meaning warrior, Inferno meaning hell or the underworld. After losing a cage match for the Nuevo Los Infernal's name, Inferno would be the name up until 2005 when Atlantis turned Rudo and joined the group until 2011. In that time span it was called Los Guerreros de la Atlantida, or the Warriors of Atlantis. Then when Atlantis went Technico again, they changed the name to Los Guerreros Languneros, Languneros being a region in Mexico. Ultimo Guerrero is one of the most decorated men in CMLL and Lucha in general, so I won't list off everything that he has accomplished, many titles, many tournaments. He lost his match at CMLL 81st anniversary versus rival and ex-stablemate Atlantis, which is probably the most hyped and anticipated Mascara vs. Mascara in the modern era, Atlantis and Ultimo being titans of the business. July 6, 2012, Euforia joined Los Guerreros Languneros, and the tall man has been a part of the team ever since. Euforia has held the CMLL Trios Gold 3 times with Ultimo Guerrero, as well as winning Grand Alternative with Terrible and Incredible Pairs with Atlantis, those two being the big annual tag tournament CMLL hold annually. Pierroth is Rush's father, but it should be noted that this isn't the famous Pierroth. That man is Pierroth Jr., who worked mostly for CMLL from the mid-80s to the late 2000s, retiring in 2008. Pierroth Jr. is notably the biggest mask win for the original La Parka, or LA Park as he is now known. Up until last year when LA Park unmasked El Hijo del Fantasma at Triple Mania, if you watched that show you'll remember that LA Park pushed someone out with him in a wheelchair. That man was Pierroth Jr. that everyone knows and the one that is also considered a legend. In 2013, CMLL introduced this new Pierroth, who for the next few years worked mostly as a Rudo stooge. This was after not working for CMLL since the early 2000s, and in the meantime being mostly known on the independent circuit as El Toro Blanco, or the White Bull, a nickname that his son Roosh now uses. His reintroduction in 2013 likely being because his sons Roosh and Mystico 2, and later Dragon Lee, were all becoming big stars, so they threw their father a bone. In 2017, at Homage to Two Legends, a big spring pay-per-view that CMLL holds annually, he'd lose the mask to Diamante Azul, and later in the year he would drop the Pierroth name altogether to become Bestia del Ring, a much less confusing name to newcomers who would sometimes assume that this Pierroth was the same as Pierroth Jr. from the 1990s. With those bios out of the way, how was the match? A good match, but nothing too mind-blowing. It was fun to see the Alvarados team together. That's in fact the best part of this match, seeing Maximo Sexy, Mascara, and Super Porky teaming up versus the Rudos here. While it was too bad that Los Brazos never got a proper send-off, it helps to know that their legacy lives on through the third-generation stars in La Mascara, Maximo Sexy, and of course Psycho Clown. I really love the finish here, but I don't want to show it, since it's the finish, obviously. Outside of that, Maximo Sexy is confounding to me. I'm not a big fan of Exoticos as I think too often they lean on gay panic instead of good wrestling. Maximo and other Exoticos, though, will show you how well they can work. It's a bit controversial, I suppose, and feels very foreign as someone who isn't ingrained in Mexico's culture. I didn't mention this in the bios, but both Maximo Sexy and La Mascara were fired in the fall of 2017 from CMLL for vandalizing Ultimo Guerrero's car. This was in the wake of Brazo de Oro's death, with La Mascara, his son, upset that Ultimo Guerrero would likely be the successor to Brazo de Oro as Wrestling Union leader. So that adds an extra layer to this match in hindsight. Still, this is probably one of the weaker matches that we have covered so far this month, having nothing on the line and being a pretty typical TV match. People did some spots and then wrapped it up. It feels a little brief, but I chose it to show Super Porky with his son and nephew in what was the twilight of his career. It also skipped us ahead about 24 years so we could get back to more modern matches, though I'm certain we'll be back in the 1990s at least a few more times in the remaining 20 days left in this month. That's all for today's match review. This is Lost in Lucha signing out.